April 7, 1945, Tokyo Bay, Empire of Japan. Dawn breaks over the Japanese home islands as 91 North American P-51D Mustangs from the 15th and 21st Fighter Groups slice through the cold morning air toward their rendezvous point. In the cockpit of his Mustang, Major James B. Tapp grips the control stick tightly, the hum of the Packard-built Merlin engine vibrating through his boots. His .650 caliber Browning machine guns are fully loaded with armor-piercing incendiary rounds, nearly 2,800 bullets, ready to unleash destruction. Below him, Mount Fuji's snow-capped peak glows in the golden sunrise, a perfect navigational landmark for the unprecedented mission ahead, escorting B-29 superfortresses deep into the Japanese homeland, 750 miles from their base on Iwo Jima. Just 2 years earlier, military planners had deemed such a mission impossible for single-engine fighters. But at 0700 hours, over 100 Japanese interceptors rise to meet them. And through the haze, Japanese pilots see a sight they were told could never happen: American fighters over Tokyo. The shock ripples through the Japanese formations. These aren't carrier-based Navy planes with limited range. They're land-based Army Air Force Mustangs that have somehow crossed the vast Pacific to strike at the heart of the empire. The defenders fly everything Japan has left: the fast and deadly Nakajima Ki-84, Frank, the nimble Ki-43, Oscar, the Ki-44 Tojo, the Ki-61 Tony, and the Navy's A6M-0 and N1K2J Shiden Kai. But no matter the aircraft, they are hopelessly outmatched. The Mustang, sleek, efficient, and deadly, represents the pinnacle of Allied aviation. It has already broken the back of the Luftwaffe over Europe, making daylight bombing of Germany possible. Now, that same machine has come to Japan's doorstep. The P-51D's secret lies in the marriage of American aerodynamics and British engineering genius: the Rolls-Royce Merlin engine, built under license by Packard, delivering over 1,700 horsepower with a 2-stage, 2-speed supercharger. It gives the Mustang the ability to fight effectively above 25,000 feet, where Japanese engines suffocate for air. It can reach 440 meters wide at altitude, climb to 42,000 feet, and unleash 6 Brownings capable of spitting out 4,800 rounds per minute. Each 46-gram bullet streaks through the sky at 2,900 feet per second, igniting fuel tanks and tearing through engine blocks with terrifying precision. By 1945, American factories are producing 1 Mustang every hour, over 15,000 in total, with the D model alone numbering more than 8,000. Japan, in contrast, is barely keeping its factories running under constant bombardment. Meanwhile, the Nakajima Ki-84. Frank, Japan's best fighter, suffers under the weight of desperation. On paper, it's a formidable opponent: fast, maneuverable, and armed with 20mm and 30mm cannons. But in reality, its engines fail, its landing gear collapses, and its pilots die in accidents before ever seeing combat. The high-performance HA-45 engine demands precision manufacturing Japan can no longer deliver. Factories bombed to rubble produce engines that seize mid-flight, struts that snap on landing, and components made from impure steel. As a result, many of the 3,500 Franks built never fly. By comparison, American Mustangs roll off the assembly line identical, standardized, and ready for war. Even worse for Japan, its pilots are running on fumes. Literally. With oil supplies cut off, aviation fuel is reduced to crude substitutes, sometimes distilled from pine roots or sweet potatoes. Engines sputter, misfire, and die mid-battle. American pilots fly on 100-octane fuel. Japanese pilots often have less than 80. Their engines detonate themselves trying to match the power of the Mustang's Merlin. At 20,000 feet over Tokyo, the 1st Mustang squadrons rendezvous with 103 B-29 superfortresses, their aluminum skins glinting like silver fish in the morning sun. The navigation alone is a triumph. 750 miles of open ocean, guided only by dead reckoning, radio compass, and faith in their instruments. As they reach the Japanese coast, the pilots jettison their 110-gallon drop tanks, silver cylinders tumbling toward the earth. Moments later, Japanese fighters rise to intercept, and the sky erupts in chaos. Major Tapp's guns blaze. His after-action report captures the precision of American air combat. They came at us in the traditional 3-plane shot formation, but their coordination was poor. We dove through them with a 100 mph speed advantage, fired quick bursts, and zoom climbed before they could react. The battle is over in minutes. 26 Japanese planes are destroyed for the loss of 2 Mustangs, a kill ratio of 13-1. Within weeks, that number will climb to 30-1 as Japan's remaining veterans are replaced by teenagers with barely 50 hours of flight time. American pilots, by contrast, average over 600 hours before seeing combat, trained exhaustively in gunnery, formation tactics, and navigation. They fight with experience and machines that work flawlessly. Above 25,000 feet, the difference in engineering becomes fatal. The Mustang's supercharger keeps its Merlin engine roaring, while the Ki-84's single-stage compressor gasps. By 30,000 feet, Japanese fighters slow to 350 mph, while the P-51D still pushes 420. In dives, the Mustang remains stable past 500 mph. Japanese aircraft often disintegrate at 400. American pilots wear G-suits to prevent blackouts, rely on functioning oxygen systems and radios, and trust that if they go down, submarines and PBY Dumbo rescue planes will come for them. Japanese pilots have none of this. Their radios often fail, oxygen systems cut out, and no one comes if they fall into the sea. Even so, the Pacific's weather is a greater enemy than Japan itself. On June 1, 1945, Black Friday, 27 Mustangs are lost when 150 aircraft fly into a storm system that wasn't supposed to exist. Pilots report lightning crawling across their wings and compasses spinning wildly. It's a grim reminder that even the best technology has limits. For Japan, the psychological impact of the Mustang's arrival is catastrophic. Captain Yoshio Yoshida writes in his diary, "The sight of American fighters over Tokyo has shattered our confidence completely. We were told they could never reach Japan. Now they fly over the Emperor's palace itself. The war is lost, and we are simply waiting to die." The logistics tell the story better than any bullet. Every Iwo Jima Mustang mission burns 60,000 gallons of fuel and fires nearly 250,000 rounds of ammunition, all supplied by a logistical network stretching from Detroit to the Pacific, sustained by Liberty ships and C-54 transports. Japan, by contrast, is down to a few 100,000 gallons of aviation fuel for its entire defense effort. Its pilots ration bullets, cannibalize wrecked planes, and pray their engines hold together. By war's end, the Mustangs of Iwo Jima, the Sunsetters, claim over 200 aerial victories above Japan, 75% of all P-51 kills in the Pacific. Their dominance ensures that B-29s can bomb by day with near impunity, leveling what's left of Japan's industrial base. Civilians watch in horror as American fighters strafe trains, ships, and even airfields near Tokyo, proof that their skies, once sacred, now belong to the enemy. The numbers leave no doubt. The United States produced 15,386 Mustangs. Japan built just 3,514 Ki-84s, most destroyed or grounded. American factories produced more fighters in a week than Japan could in a month. Each P-51 was identical. its performance guaranteed. Each Japanese fighter was a gamble. American pilots trained by the tens of thousands. Japan could barely train hundreds. American airmen flew 8-hour missions with confidence. Japanese pilots flew with resignation. As Brigadier General Ernest Moore later wrote, "There is no question. The P-51 was the best propeller fighter of World War II. It was fast, powerful, reliable, and adaptable. Everything Japan's late-war fighters were not. Maintenance crews on Iwo Jima could change an engine in 4 hours. Japanese ground crews often couldn't fix a single fighter in 4 weeks. Even in the harsh volcanic dust of Iwo, Mustangs maintained over 80% operational readiness. Japanese Franks barely reached 30%. By August 1945, Japan's air defenses are a ghost force. Teenage kamikaze pilots fly with empty eyes and leaky fuel tanks. When the Sunsetters fly their last combat mission on August 10th, they meet only scattered resistance, the dying gasp of an empire that once dreamed of domination. Between April and August, their P-51s secure the skies, ensuring Japan's defeat is only a matter of time. Major Tapp would later reflect, "Battling Japanese pilots got your blood going. But the hardest part was just getting there and back. The ocean was endless. You checked your compass, wondered if it was wrong, if you'd somehow gotten turned around. You just hoped you'd see Iwo Jima's Mount Suribachi before you ran out of gas." In the end, the Mustang was more than a machine. It was the embodiment of industrial might, technological precision, and the will to fight. The aircraft that made it possible for America to own the skies over Tokyo and bring the war to its final, fiery close.